It's not very often you get to sit down with not one but two out of the three Australian music rock and roll legends from the Swan Barnes clan. Today we're catching up with older brother John Swan and youngest brother Alan Barnes. They're coming to our town for a very special performance. And another Aussie rock legend, Dave Gleeson, will be joining them. Let's find out all the goss. I'd like to welcome into the Zoom room today two legends of the Australian music industry. They're from legendary Jon Swan, Alan Barnes family. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Always.
Now, we've got some exciting stuff to talk about happening here in little old Adelaide. Not this weekend, coming the weekend after, but let's just, it's not very often you get to sit down with two out of the three Barnes Swan brothers. How's it all going? John, you've been flat chat.
Yeah, it's been an up and down 6 months because I had some surgery. I had 3 operations, but they had to be done. You know, you get to a certain age and there's maintenance. It's just like new hip, new knees, new brain, new heart, new soul.
A grease and oil change.
Yeah, new oil leak. I've got an oil leak. That's the only thing I haven't got. It's an oil leak.
But you are on the mend now. And
absolutely.
Back fitter than ever. Alan, did I hear that were you unwell a little bit as well? And are you good now?
Yeah, I had surgery at Christmas time last Christmas, but it's coming good now, yeah. I've got to go back for the final check on the 2 days after the Adelaide show.
Oh, so, well, all the best.
It's all been, so far everything's come good, so.
Awesome.
As good as it can be anyway.
And your other brother, Jimmy, he's had his fair share of surgeries as well. You're all falling apart.
No, you just, look, if you've done what we've done, you know, most people don't realize. That's why I wanted to do this interview thing, because people don't know.
I'd actually like to wind back the clock a little bit because I've never had the opportunity. I know you ran off and joined a band really early, John.
13.
But Alan, when did you leave Adelaide?
I ran off and joined John's band.
Oh, you ran away together.
Yeah. Well, on my 18th birthday, I joined the band. I woke up in Melbourne.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, mind you, he was only in the other room.
No, I started with John. Then I'd get up and have a sing every now and again with John and Jim and other friends at the Lifesaver and all sorts of stuff and different gigs around town. And then everybody said, "I'll get your own band." Yeah, one of these days. I was quite happy just to flitter along and have fun. And eventually, it just happened. We sort of put a band together and started working with a couple of guys from Bondi Cigars. That was the original guitarist. We had Alex from Oxford playing drums. We just started touring.
They were a great band. I mean, I would have used his band. You know, I had a great band too. They were with me stayed with me for 20 years, those guys. Alan's band, I mean, I got a bit of a shock because I rolled up to Bon Jovi.
And the Alan Barnes band supported them on the Australian leg of their Keep the Faith, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead tour in 93.
I had a few drinks and I was backstage and I was calling Richie Zamboka, you know, like, hey, Zamboka, you know. And I looked at Alan and I suddenly realized how big these guys are, you know, like, and he went on stage and just absolutely nailed it, you know. And Jon Bon Jovi was he was a great man, wasn't he?
The whole band were. You couldn't have I expected these rock star assholes with big attitudes. They were the nicest guys you could possibly ever meet.
I don't know if you know, Alan, but I went out with Jon Bon Jovi and his drummer, Tito, that night.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to have, I think it was in Sydney actually, they were supposed to have presentation by the record companies to get the gold albums and the platinum albums and all of that. And that was going on downstairs in the Hard Rock Cafe, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they had got me and said, "Hey, come here, we've got to talk to you." So I went over to the side and I thought, "Oh, this could be good," you know, like hoping it was going to be something naughty. And they said, can you spare a bit of time? We need to talk to you. And I said, yeah. So I went upstairs. They spent 2.5 hours just sitting there telling me that, we know where you are. We've been there. And, you're still going and we're out. You've got to get out of it. It's going to kill you. And I swear, you would never think that. And Tito is just the smartest man, But Jon Bon Jovi, he had all the girls and everything waiting downstairs, but it takes time with somebody that he didn't know. I was Alan's brother, that's all he was worried about. And he had glowing reviews for Alan's band,
Yeah. So, John, you left Adelaide actually permanently, not really all that long ago, and headed to, is it Orange?
Is it Glasshouse Mountain?
Yeah. No. It was in the jungle, not the jungle, what do you call that?
Rainforest. The rainforest.
Sounds like
rainforest.
2 syllables.
The movie.
Yeah, rainforest.
Is that where you are now, John?
No, I'm in Coffs Harbour.
Oh, Coffs Harbour. Now, is that near Orange?
Sort of.
Well, you know that I'm geographically...
I've got orange trees. Is that any good?
You know that I'm geographically challenged. If you get me out of South Australia, I don't know where I am.
No wonder, because you're everywhere all the time. But I look up.
But I just hang on.
There's your Barry and bloody,
But I just hang on to the back of the bike. He drives. He rides.
He's got it. Right, that's
anyway,
a go.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I digress, because the only reason I say that is because I have moved around a fair bit. When we moved from Tambourine, we went to Melbourne. And we were living in Albert Park, which was fantastic. I could go walk around where the Formula One thing is every day and go to the swimming centre there. And I was flying across to Adelaide to do things with Irana, and it was costing me a fortune. And I said, Jenny, I can't do this. And she said, what? Well, I'm not really attached to here. We can go and I'll get another job in Adelaide. So we packed up and got in the car with Great Dane and drove across to Adelaide. Mind you, Great Dane in a car to Adelaide. Ooh. I think you were there at that time, Al. Were you know that?
I was still there then, yeah.
Yeah, I liked Adelaide. Well, that's where I met you, because I was doing all of those charity things. I could do a lot more because I wasn't just there for the day or 2 days and meeting the kids at lunchtime, and then they have to go back to their benches and bang nails and things, and I loved those kids. They were so great. Yeah. It warmed my heart.
We better probably move on to the exciting things that are happening. But let me find out first, Alan, what part of the beautiful world of Australia are you in?
Well, I'm the opposite. I'm 3 hours south of Sydney.
Right.
John's north. I'm 3 hours south. Jim's about 3 hours east.
Yeah.
So you're like a triangle, you brothers.
Yep.
We're surrounding the world.
We can't get any further away from each other.
I tried.
Close enough.
Alan tries.
I love, that this record of yours, John, Believe, that has done so well, and so many of our favourite people have joined you on it. I love a lot about it, but my favouriteest thing is that you three boys have sung together.
Yeah, that's
the only reason the album's there, isn't it?
Well, we were always going to do it, and we've all sung on each other's songs and wrote things and changed words together and stuff. And we've done backing vocals on Jim's, on John's, and they've done it on mine. And I used Jim's studio to do my first song, but we've never actually got to record it. Never recorded anything ever.
Alan is probably the best songwriter in the family. He is a great songwriter. Have you heard Stay and all of those songs are his?
Just ask me,
I'll
tell you.
Do a separate podcast with him because he's got some great stuff. Gudinski signed him up like that, There's a lot of his material that hasn't been heard yet. I asked Alan in a text, Alan and Jim, can you do a song with me, And of course, they came back straight away. He took about 5 minutes and it said, hell yeah, And Jim was on the same, they were both on the same text, and he just said, F and out, And that was all I wanted to do was sing with him, Alan. And because I'd done a few things with Jim before. I love Jim, but Alan's always had the rough end of the deal because he's Jimmy Barnes and John Swan's brother. Yet he is far, far,
Better looking. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
better looking.
I was going to say
No,
that too.
he's just a great songwriter, and he's a good kid. You know what it is? He's a bit too honest because he doesn't push himself. Like not push himself thingy. He doesn't push his own agenda, which you have to do in this industry.
You're too modest, Alan. That's your problem. You're not spruiking your like
But
the
if
other
you-
two.
I mean, I have as much. I still have fun. For me, it's still fun to do. I do it because I love to do it, and I love to sing. I love to write.
Yeah.
That's it. Working with Swanee is again, and Jim. Like, in my opinion, two of the best singers in the country, and I get to sing with them. When John said do it, I went, oh hell yeah! Not that all the other people on that album. Like, and there's so many people I grew up going, oh wow, watching them sing.
But he did backing vocals on a lot of the album too.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next best favourite thing. You
go.
guys are both flying into Adelaide, back home, and you're appearing at the Gov. You've got a Sunday session on the 30th, and you guys are going to sing together, right?
Yeah, it's going to be an epic Sunday session. It's going to be interviews, band, live show.
It's going to have everything. It's going to be a little bit different. Like, it's not just your normal singing gig, is it? There's going to be some question and answers and all sorts of fun and games.
You've seen our show before, right? It's the same show that we did last time, but we've got new songs in there. We've got the rest of the songs from Believe. So that's Alan taking Jim's place and all of that, and Sky taking, the other girl's place. When we put the interview thing in, that was on top of that same show as we did last time. There's no support. It's just bang, straight into that. Sky's going to do a couple of songs with Stefan, and then I'll come out and we'll do a 40-minute interview. Then Alan, myself, everybody, Dave Gleason, he's doing the interview, of course. A good friend. We'll knock it out of the park.
It's going to have everything. You name it. It's got it all.
But I guarantee you, those who do come will have the best night. And you'll hear things about Alan's going to be talking on stage with me. So you'll hear a lot more of Alan than you do here, because it's his to tell. And he'll tell his story, not mine. I'll tell mine. And, like there's a lot of things there that people don't know about, like playing with Skunk Baxter and all those guys, And it's more than that. It's a journey from Glasgow right up until today.
Tickets are available either from thegov.com, their website, or straight from Oztix. I think it's a 6:30 start, so if you have to work on Monday, don't worry, you'll get your beauty sleep. It's going to be awesome.
Well, that was part of the plan because it's not the normal show. It's longer, so. And somebody says, "Oh, we've seen the show last time." I said, "You haven't seen this show before. This is like writing a book. I've had to sit and put down so much work into this and go through a lot of grief because don't forget we had people killed in the trucks and stuff like that. Our brother-in-laws.
You got to relive all that.
Yeah, and. We've all got stories to tell, I know, but this one's a really interesting one because I look back on it and I just think, Christ, how did I get through that? I drunk and drugged my way through it, but I haven't done that for 25 years. So it is a good yarn, and I'm sure they'll enjoy it. I really do.
You guys have not done this before, and it's quite likely that you may never do it again. So we in Adelaide are so blessed and so lucky that
Adelaide's
you guys are
home.
coming here to do it. That's right.
When this started by me reflecting, I was looking at a book, and they said the people said, write a book, we'll release it. And I started to write the book, and I went through Elizabeth when Alan was. You see the photos of Alan on the night, and he's about this size. He's like where I remember your little boy, and James
still only that size.
Yeah, still that size. But and it broke my heart because there's so many great memories there. And when people see, I'm going to have this projected onto the back screen too, so there'll be footage behind it to back up everything, so that they can see it and they can go, "Wow, Jesus!" And there's Linda there, and she's passed on, and there's a whole thing.
Yeah. In fact. How are you going to fit it all into one day? Because really, it's been such a journey, hasn't it? Such an epic journey.
That's why we started at 6.
Yes.
Like 6:30. I've got to be concise with what I do. It's like when I get to talk to you, because we used to do coffee all the time in Adelaide, and they'd be and we finish up talking to all the other tables, like it'll be straight down the line. This is really what happened, and Jim's got his version of it. Now, when Jim first put his books out, I was really angry, but the thing is, I spoke to Jim about it. I didn't speak to him at first. I had the poos and I just wiped it, But after speaking to him, he said, "This is my perception, Jon. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
We all have a different one, yeah.
And I got the kids. Spoke to all of the kids, and each one of them had a different perception. So I had no right to be angry with Jim for having his perspective. It's just that I was a little bit older, so I've seen a little bit more of the blood and guts."
I'm so looking forward to hearing. I'm sure there's parts of the story that, we don't know about, and we're looking forward to having all the gaps filled in. And I was just saying to Alan before you came on, Jon, I don't know, can you see that? I've only met Alan once before, and that was 10 years ago.
Oh, Christ, look at you. You look like a
Look at
Alan.
both of us. We're babies.
Babies.
Yeah. I'll have to give Jon a photo. I've got one of me with actually hair.
Oh, well,
I still have hair out here, honestly. I had hair like bush baby.
We're so looking forward to catching up with you guys when you get here. And I'm looking forward to finding out a little bit more when we get together for our interview for the telly. Everyone get your tickets, and I'll see you down the front at the Gov on the 30th. Be there or be square.
Be square.
You don't want to miss it. It's going to be huge.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to get this on the socials, boys, and let's whip up a crowd.
Sure, I'm really quite confident that they will turn up. It's just that they're slow,
Adelaideans, I'm the exception to the rule.
You are the exception to the rule.
I bought the first tickets.
Yep.
I never
done that all the way through. You've always got a ticket on the door. You always buy your ticket first up.
I understand that. I'm still like that too. I do it too. I'll do it. I'll get around to it. Then I go, shit, I'll just go.
Yeah, I don't go to people and get backstage passes and all that, which I can do because I know nearly everybody. But I pay to get in if I want to go and see it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's right. Support the artists by buying the tickets, buying the merch, buying the music.
The other thing I will have is copies of, I've had them made up, especially for this. I'll have the double album there, the vinyl. I've got a whole pressing done of that. And so I'll have them there. We'll have a meet and greet later on and sign it.
So come along, hear the stories, hear the new album, buy your new album, get it signed.
Yes, and that'll be fantastic. And thank you so much for today.
Yeah, thank you, darling. It's great.
I love yous both. Love yous all.
Love yous all.
Love you long time.
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.